Most of the storms we see today coming through this evening, giving us the potential for localized flooding. We'll give you a look at some of the updated risks and timeline coming up.
Drowning danger. A 19-year-old is dead after going under while fishing at Jordan Lake. How high water levels and debris are increasing the risk.
Also, remembering the Buchanans. Today, a funeral service will be held for a Lee County family who died in a plane crash. How you can pay your respects to them this morning.
Plus, the fight for federal funds. What we're expecting to learn today about how state leaders plan to secure frozen Trump administration funding for your child's school. A lot to tell you about here on this Monday morning as we get a new work week started. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Renee Chu.
And I'm Jeff Hogan. I hope everybody had a great weekend coming off of it. We had a little bit of everything, a little rain, a little sunshine.
Certainly did.
Heat, of course, and another WRAL weather alert day to get our work week started here. Chris Michaels in the WRAL Severe Weather Center with what that's going to bring us.
Guys, good morning. Yeah, so this is really going to be an evening kind of thing where we see the potential for some localized flooding, especially west of I-95, and a storm or two that may try to produce some of those nasty wind gusts that some of you saw yesterday. That would especially be west of US 1. In terms of large hail or tornado, we're not really expecting anything like that. Here's an updated look at the hour-by-hour timeline. I just updated this on the WRAL weather app, and you notice as we head throughout the afternoon that storms are going to be pretty hit and miss. But then the western half of our area, talking Chatham, Moore, Person, Orange, and Durham counties, you see the better chance of storms heading beyond about 8 p.m. today. Meanwhile, in the tropics, this is new this morning, 30% chance of development toward the Gulf Coast. No direct impact here. May feed us a little bit of moisture, but not going to be a direct hit like Chantal was. It just basically meanders off toward the south. Let's get you out the door this morning. Durham, you're warm already, 76. Holly Springs at 72. Fayetteville, Garner at 73. And it is muggy out there. Pretty much a guarantee this time of year. Temperatures as you're taking the dog for a walk, they'll be in the upper 80s by noon. Back in the low 90s heading into the afternoon. Some of the latest hour-by-hour data with Futurecast coming your way in a little bit.
Chris, thanks. You can track severe weather with the newly redesigned WRAL weather app. It is free to download and use. Remember to turn on push notifications so you can get the latest weather updates sent right to your phone.
With breaking news we're following, just before midnight, we learned a 19-year-old man drowned in Jordan Lake. Chatham County Sheriff Mike Robertson says it happened right near Farrington Road and Martha's Chapel Road. Rescue crews were called to that area about 7:30 last night. Robertson says the man was attempting to swim out to get a flotation device when he drifted away in the lake and went under. The man's body was recovered about 11 o'clock last night.
One man was taken to the hospital after shooting on Atlantic Avenue. This was the scene captured by the WRAL Breaking News Tracker around 10:30 last night. Raleigh police say the man who was shot is expected to recover. No arrest has been made at this time. We are working to learn more about what led to the shooting.
Today, we'll learn more about how North Carolina leaders plan to secure federal funding for your child's school. The Trump administration is freezing billions of dollars in funding across the country. WRAL's Sean Gallagher is in downtown Raleigh. And Sean, what can we expect from this announcement today?
Yeah, those state leaders should be sharing more information about how they plan to save that $169 million in federal funding for education being withheld by the Trump administration. That is money that benefits almost every single public and charter school across the state. Now, the 6 grant funding programs in question help support teacher training, before and after school education programs in low-performing schools, and enrichment programs. Plus, several programs for immigrant students, including English language education, family support, and special education services for migrant students. Now, the impact of this, just last week, Wake County Public Schools implemented a 90-day hiring freeze for district office positions and any vacant positions funded by federal grants that have been paused by the Trump administration. The district made this announcement after it expected not to receive more than $8 million in federal funding grants. Now, Jackson and Green will be joined here by the State Board of Education Chairman Eric Davis and the Alamance School Board Chair Sandra Ellington Graves. That announcement expected at 1:30 here behind me. In downtown Raleigh, Sean Gallagher, WRAL News.
Rocky Mount police are investigating 3 separate weekend shootings. One of those shootings killed 2 young people. People gathered at Martin Luther King Jr. Park last night to remember them. Rio Steele and Loren Dickens died in a shooting on Virginia Street around 3 Sunday morning. Steele's parents say he graduated high school last year. He was studying to become an electrician. They say they are devastated by the violence in their community.
I thought I was escaping that. I didn't know I was putting my son right back in harm's way. I'm from Durham. I came here, bringing them here to go to school, grow up.
Rocky Mount police are also investigating a Saturday night shooting on Ring Road where a man was grazed by a bullet. Another shooting early Sunday morning on West Raleigh Boulevard left a man with a gunshot wound. Police have not released information about any possible suspects.
Police in Creedmoor are asking for your help with a shooting investigation. The shooting happened around 1:15 Sunday afternoon near Harris Park. Officers say a man was shot multiple times from his silver Chevy Silverado. Then he was taken to the hospital. He is listed as stable. Now police are looking for this four-door truck with black rims, dark tinted windows, and damage to the tailgate with a North Carolina license plate KEK 3112. If you know where this truck is or have any information about the shooting, call Creedmoor Police or Granville County Crime Stoppers.
Today, funeral services will be held for this Lee County family who died in a plane crash last Monday. The community is invited to show their respects during a procession from the Bridges Cameron Funeral Home to Shallow Well Church at 9 a.m. A closed service for the Buchanan family will be held at the church starting at 10 this morning. There will be a live stream on Facebook. A memorial of flowers and candles was built at the Sanford Farmers Market over the weekend. Fellow farmers remember the Buchanan's presence there each week.
It's a major loss. They had a big impact. As I said, like they did festivals, they had food trucks here. Everybody liked to gather here for many different holidays, events, festivals. It really brought families together.
Federal investigators say the plane reported engine and communication issues before crashing a mile from the Raleigh Executive Jetport in Sanford while on a return trip from Florida. FAA records list Travis Buchanan as the plane's owner.
Heavy rain is flooding highways, streets, and underpasses in parts of New York. This was the scene Sunday in Newark Valley in the southwest part of the state. You can see trash cans being swept away right down the street. The National Weather Service says about 3 to 4 inches of rain have fallen.
Nearly 10 months after Helene devastated Asheville, Governor Stein is hoping to help boost tourism in the city. The governor will be at Asheville Regional Airport this afternoon as part of the Rediscover the Unforgettable tourism initiative. Governor Stein and his wife, Anna, plan to spend the week exploring the mountains of western North Carolina, supporting small businesses, and showcasing all that the region has to offer to travelers.
Wake County School Board members will be working around the clock tomorrow, and they will attend a retreat from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., followed by their regular board meeting at 5:30. One of the main agenda items is reorganizing the special education department. The department was dealing with, or has been dealing with, staff shortages and other issues. School leaders will also discuss continuing budget challenges.
Today, President Donald Trump is expected to make a major statement on the war between Ukraine and Russia. This comes after the president announced a deal in the works with NATO to send weapons to Ukraine through the alliance. President Trump added that NATO will fully pay for the weapons. Trump hinted earlier last week about sending another Patriot air defense system to Ukraine, which they have asked for. Restaurant wrecked. A North Hills restaurant is closed today after a car drove into the window. The extent of the damage and who may be responsible.
Grilling germs. Summertime barbecues could mean more foodborne illnesses. Precautions experts recommend to protect you from getting sick.
Today is a WRAL weather alert day. There is potential for flooding. Here's a live look at Fenton and Cary. Meteorologist Chris Michaels joins us after the break to time out when we expect the heaviest rain.
From the WRAL Severe Weather Center, North Carolina's most experienced team of meteorologists.
Coming up on 4:43 this morning, a WRAL weather alert day mainly pertaining to the evening when we see an elevated risk for some flooding, especially in some of our more waterlogged areas. In terms of the risk for damaging wind gusts, that looks to be pretty limited and west of US 1. Out the door this morning, though, a clear sky mixed in with some clouds. It's muggy out there, but our tower lit in blue because of the clearing that we've seen outside the WRAL studio so far this morning. Just a slim chance of a stray shower early on. Then as we head toward 9 a.m., we're already in the upper 70s and lower 80s. So heating up prior to some of those late afternoon and evening storms today. High temperatures about 90 to 94 degrees. We'll show you the latest hour-by-hour timeline for some of those storms and if there's any break in this pattern coming up in a few minutes.
President Donald Trump and the First Lady will be making history with an upcoming visit to Windsor Castle. The visit is scheduled for September 17th to the 19th. And according to a statement from the palace, it makes Trump the first elected official political leader here to be hosted for 2 state visits by a British monarch in modern times. President Trump was first welcomed to the United Kingdom by Queen Elizabeth in June 2019.
Later this week, the federal government will eliminate a special service for LGBTQ+ youth within the 988 Suicide Prevention Lifeline. Starting Thursday, the Lifeline will no longer offer a dedicated support line for LGBTQ+ people. The general 988 service will still be available for anyone experiencing a crisis. In the last 3 years, 1.5 million calls or text messages were routed to the Lifeline.
A North Hills restaurant remains closed this morning after a car crashed into it this weekend. It happened right at Cuciola Terraza on Six Forks Road. Now you can see yellow tape still surrounding the restaurant's outdoor patio where a fence was damaged and leaning. One back window was also damaged and covered by a tarp. The owners have posted on Instagram that the restaurant is closed until further notice. Court documents indicate 55-year-old Leanna Ligon of Raleigh is charged with driving while impaired in connection with that crash. The crash marked the second time in 24 hours a vehicle damaged a Raleigh business. We reported Saturday a car crashed into L.A. Carniceria at the New Hope Church Road and Atlantic Avenue intersection early Saturday morning. Now, the owner there tells us the crash cracked the windows on the storefront and damaged the refrigerated section. The store is still open for business. No one was hurt in the crash, and we're still working to learn whether anyone has been charged.
In the past 2 weeks, the price at the pump has fallen by nearly 9 cents a gallon. And now the national average price for gas is just over $3.22. In North Carolina, prices are slowly decreasing. The current state average, $2.88 a gallon. Refiners are charging lower wholesale prices on gasoline to their buyers because of heavy competition in the summer driving season. Earlier cuts to oil prices also contributed to the price drop. Crude oil prices have improved despite July 6th's announcement that partners would increase August production.
Summertime sicknesses are no fun, and doctors say they are seeing an uptick in food poisoning from certain foods during the sunny season. Caroline Elliott has more on what experts say can prevent foodborne illnesses.
Summertime means great weather and good times until you get sick. Doctors say a rise in food poisoning linked to barbecues and other seasonal activities spikes during the summer months.
Symptoms of food poisoning can include cramping, diarrhea, vomiting, and fever. Undercooked meats, for example, can contain bacteria like Salmonella, E. coli, Listeria.
It's not just undercooked meats that are cause for concern.
There's a parasite called Toxoplasma which can cause fatal food poisoning. People get infected with this parasite by eating undercooked meat, raw shellfish, or unwashed fruits and vegetables.
But the spread of foodborne diseases can be prevented with simple precautions.
Hygiene is a huge part of food safety. And so washing hands, washing cutting boards, keeping raw foods and cooked foods separate is really key.
When transporting food in the summer, both timing and temperature play a crucial role in maintaining food safety.
So if that food has been out for 2 hours, it's now time to either reheat it or keep it hot or to refrigerate it. You would never want to leave it out for more than a total of 4 hours.
Professor of food science Haley Oliver says the clock starts as soon as you leave the door with food.
If a food is intended to be served cold, it needs to stay cold or at or below 40 degrees Fahrenheit.
And when it comes to reheating food, the CDC recommends it reach an internal temperature of 165 degrees. In Chicago, Caroline Elliott, WRAL News.
Yeah, nothing ruins a good cookout like food poisoning. But with these hot temperatures, we're the ones baking and being grilled out there, I feel like.
Yeah, this weekend I was like, I want to meal prep at the grill, but it's too hot. So it was a bunch of indoor cooking.
Yeah.
Had to listen to my own
good.
advice. Well, with that heat and humidity comes, of course, the chance for showers and storms. Morning commute is at least nice and dry, but we do get hot and humid. Most of the storms we see develop this evening, and that localized flood potential has prompted a WRAL weather alert day. This is a brand new map that came into the Weather Center within the last half hour. That yellow is that flood risk that has prompted that alert day. And you see that for parts of the Piedmont and the Triad, parts of Wake, Chatham, Orange, Person, Durham counties. Also, as you head closer to the Virginia state line, last week we had some pretty significant flooding in areas like Oxford as well. So here we go throughout the late part of the morning into the early afternoon. I could still see a few hit or miss storms just because we have some leftover boundaries from yesterday's storms, and forecast models generally don't do a great job at picking that up. So I do have the chance for some hit or miss activity during the afternoon. Heading deeper into the evening, you'll see some showers and storms coming in from northwest to southeast. Most of these fizzle out as we head into Tuesday morning. And then by Tuesday afternoon and evening, it's more of the same scattered activity, probably about a 40 to 50% chance there. And this is something that we'll see on repeat as we go through the rest of the week. We'll have some moisture coming in from both the Atlantic and the Gulf, little pieces of energy tapping into that. So each day this week is going to have the chance for showers and storms, probably more numerous toward the mountains, more scattered here. 30% chance of development in the tropics, not expecting a direct impact. This is mostly going to meander near the Gulf Coast. But in the meantime, it feels tropical as you step outside. Dew points in the 70s. That's going to keep things pretty sticky and pretty hot. And so much so that the data just disappeared on this graphic. Look at that. Temperatures in the low 90s this afternoon. The heat index, however, does make it into the triple digits. We'll make sure that's working next time around. Tomorrow, we're in the mid-to-upper 80s for highs, near 90 Wednesday. Still some scattered showers and storms. Chances go down ever so slightly heading into the weekend, while temperatures come back up 93 to 95 as we look ahead to the weekend, guys.
Another hot week. Remember, when severe weather is in your area, we want to see what you see. Take pictures and video when it's safe to do so and send it to us at WRAL.com/reportit. You can upload what you see there, and we will share your pictures and video on television and online.
Returning home, local NFL player Tyquan Lewis comes back to Tarboro. The special tribute he received from his hometown this weekend.
Movies, music, and streaming news. Your Hollywood Minute is just ahead. Movie, music, and streaming news now, beginning with a look at the life of a Rock and Roll Hall of Famer.
Also, actor David Corenswet, Superman, he talks about his new role as Clark Kent. Here's David Daniel with today's Hollywood Minute.
We just wanted to make as much noise as possible. I didn't know one person who liked what we were doing. I loved it.
The official trailer is out for Billy Joel and So It Goes. The first half of the Piano Man documentary debuts Friday on HBO Max, with the second half premiering the following Friday.
Which one's the least expensive? That one, but you get what you pay for. True.
There's more in store for Murderbot fans. Apple TV Plus has renewed the comedic thriller for a second season. Alexander Skarsgård stars in the show as the title self-hacking security robot.
Ready?
Let's do it, Cronkite.
Superman.
Miss Lane.
Superman star David Corenswet says he enjoyed playing Clark Kent more than the Man of Steel.
The cape helps, but still, it was a nerve-wracking experience walking out for the first time for all to see. With Clark, it's a lot more fun because you're sort of hidden in the clothes and the glasses hide your face, the hair's in front of the face. You feel a bit more incognito, which is appropriate. And so also, I think you have permission to have a little more fun.
In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Taking to Edgecombe County now, where Taekwon Lewis spent his weekend with the community. Lewis currently plays for the NFL's Indianapolis Colts. He's from Tarboro. This past weekend, he was home meeting with everyone while hosting events. He was also given a key to the county and a sign next to his high school football field honoring his accomplishments.
It's always good to see familiar faces I haven't seen in years, people that remind me of stuff that we encountered as humans, you know, as community members. So, I mean, it's just been great. It's been a great experience to see everyone.
Yeah, Lewis says he's already planning a community event for next year.
Well, the saying goes, April showers bring May flowers. In this case, it's summer showers bring sunflowers. Take a look at all the sunflowers blooming earlier than expected at Dix Park in Raleigh. Looks like all these summer storms we've been having have been a real bloom booster. Gorgeous. It is 4:56. More news to tell you about. Deadly shooting. At least 2 people were shot and killed after a weekend of violence in Rocky Mount. How the victims are being remembered.
Also, community rebuilding. It has been a week since flooding from Chantal caused devastating damage in Orange County. What those volunteers are doing to step up.
And dangerous yard. One wrong step nearly cost an Apex man his foot. His warning about the accident, he says, could have happened to anyone, anywhere.